All right, this is some advice for my ladies out there that keep saying, why do I keep attracting these guys that assume that I'm desperate, right? For whatever reason. So I've heard this several times before. It's like, these guys assume that I'm desperate. I'm really not. I have to send them walking. And while, first of all, thank you for identifying the fact that these guys are not what you want, right? If they're looking for a desperate woman and you're not a desperate woman, kudos to you for sending them to the other side of the highway. However, the goal is to not attract those types of guys to begin with. And a lot of times we blame those guys, like, oh, what were they thinking? What is this? Why do you think you can approach me? And so, ladies, I want to kind of flip the script just a little bit. I want to kind of look at this a little bit differently, because part of the reason they may be attracting you, especially attracted to you, especially if you continue to get the same thing, is that you may actually look like what they're looking for. Okay? I'm going to say that again. You may look like what they are looking for. So if they're asking you for things and that's not you, you may have the wrong uniform on. If I walk into a McDonald's and somebody has a little hat with an M on it, I might ask them for a Big Mac. You feel me? If I walk into Target and you got a red shirt on and some khakis, I'm going to ask you where the electronic section is, because you look the part, right? You look the part. And so the question is, are you attracting the wrong kind of guy because you look like their diet? When I look at an eagle eats a lot of things. Bald eagle, fish is one of the things that they eat a lot of. Actually, it's probably one of the preferred things, but they don't eat catfish, right? So if you have catfish out there, eagle is probably not messing with the catfish. However, when you look at things like the turkey vulture, they eat carrion. So basically, they need their food to be dead. Okay, they need their food to be good and dead, not moving at all. So if something looks dead, then the eagle is not messing with it, but the turkey vulture is coming right for it. And so what you got to understand, ladies, is that men naturally put themselves into categories. Even when men are able to, quote unquote, get with someone or even marry someone that they feel is out of their league, they will say that. It's like, man, this girl was so out of my league, but I worked and tried to get myself together to get her. But if you keep getting approached with guys that think the opposite, like they don't think you're out of their league, they think that you're, the bottom of the barrel, ask yourself, why is that, right? Why is that? Why is it that I keep getting this? Well, it's probably a couple of reasons. Number one, once again, you might look the part. And what do I mean by that? Take account for what you have on, right? Take account for your dress, your nails, your hair, all of that. Really take a look at it. Now, a lot of people get into this conversation, oh, well, do women deserve to be disrespected because of what they had on? No, they don't. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about, again, if you have a red shirt and some khakis on, I'm going to ask you for the electronic section, right? And so men, whether consciously or subconsciously, I want you to remember this, women, whether consciously or subconsciously, men believe they can have what they see. And so if you're showing them everything, then subconsciously or consciously, they're like, okay, I can have her. She is, quote unquote, easy, because she's already showing me everything that I can have, and she's showing it to everybody. So evidently, it's not that important. If you go to view a house, and if you've never viewed a house that was substantial, you may have not gone through this before. It's maybe a different thing for you. But if you're viewing a house that is of some worth, if you're going to go to a mansion, for them to let you in that mansion, you got to have proof of funds, right? You got to prove that you're able to come in and actually purchase this mansion, period. And if you're not able to do that, well, guess what? You're not going to go and tour the mansion. It's out of your league because you don't have the things necessary to be able to get that, right? Well, ladies, you got to look the same way. Just as exclusive as that mansion is, it should pale in comparison to the exclusiveness of you. If someone can just go to your Instagram and see all of you, well, that's not exclusivity. You're giving yourself away to everybody, and you look like the diet of the guy who's looking for a desperate woman because you look desperate. Now, whether you are desperate or not is not the point, because we're talking about why do you keep getting approached by these guys? Once again, because you look like what they're looking for, right? So pay close attention to what you are looking like. Not even when you leave the house. What are you posting online? You know, are you half naked when you posting things online? Are you fully clothed and respectable? Because I'm telling you, guys are paying attention like you would not believe. Women who are extremely respectable and carry themselves a certain way, they don't have these kinds of issues. They're not getting approached every day with people just saying crazy stuff to them. Go ask them. Because guys know, they know it's like, oh, I can't just do anything. Men know that from middle school and high school. They know who they can mess with and who they can't. So keep that in mind. The other thing is that, what are you saying? You know, if you're cussing like a sailor, and you know, you sound like you're in the Marines, you know, you've got to understand, ladies, that is not cool. You might think that that's cool, but guys are watching. That is good man repellent. And so you're going to be approached by the guy that's okay with a loudmouth broad. And let me tell you, like, guys of substance, that's not what they're looking for. And so when they hear that, they may not say anything to you, because why would they want the smoke? Why would they try to come in and make you better? For what? Like, what's the purpose? They'll just find somebody else who is not like that. They don't have to sit and teach a woman how to talk and how to be a lady in public. Hey, rather not do that. Just go find somebody who already is. And once again, they may not say a word to you. So you may not have ever heard this, guys. Because guys will sit and lie to you all day just to be able to get whatever it is that they want. So they'll tell you whatever you want to hear, right? But guys of substance, they'll just move on. They won't tell you. They for the most part won't say, hey, look, man, you cuss like a sailor. Like, can you go 3 sentences without cussing or the N-word or something like that? That's not becoming of a lady. They may not say that. They'll just move on and not entertain your company. So not only watch how you look, but watch what you say. And then also the last one is watch where you go. Right? Pay very close attention to where you're going. Different animals hunt in different areas. Like, different species will hunt different things. Right? And so if one particular animal is expecting for another particular animal to be in that area, well, they're hunting it, while others will stay away from that area because they don't believe that what they're hunting is in that area. Fishermen know this. Like, fishermen know if I'm fishing for a particular type of fish, then I know I'm going to this lake and I'm fishing with this particular type of bait, right? So the same way, ladies, men know. Men go to certain places looking for certain type of women. Right? If you're not that woman, then you might not want to be in those spaces, because those men are looking for a certain type of woman in those spaces. So just be very careful. Now, as always, you don't have to take any of this advice. You can do whatever you want to. You can continue to get approached by those guys that you say you don't want to get approached by. It's totally up to you, right? Totally up to you. This is your boy, Dr. Washington, reminding you of Men Want a Three-Piece. And once again, ladies, those 3 things. If you look like it's diet, watch what you look like, watch what you sound like, and watch where you are going.